Hello, and welcome to another fun-filled episode of the weekly Deathmatch. Well, I was going to say lag-filled, but I forgot. So, right off the bat, I'm just going to say there are some lag spikes in this video, and there's a reason I chose to use this recording which has those lag spikes in, and we'll get to those later. But first, I want to say, pretty much the only topic of this video is going to be Forza Horizon 4. Because your boy just played a lot of Forza Horizon 4. There's the first lag spike. Look at it. Look how big that lag spike is. Look at it. It hasn't even stopped yet. It's been a while since I watched this recording. But this was a recording I made a few weeks ago that is titled Fun Match But to Lag City.mp4. But yeah. So I got Forza Horizon 4 Ultimate Edition because it's not out yet. And that is definitely a decision I made, because it costs like 80 quid. I've never spent that much in one place on a game before. Maybe Destiny 2 Forsaken, actually, now that I think about it. But other than that, yeah. So I did that, and I was worried it was going to be something I would regret doing, but it's not. So I have been following the Forza series for a while, kind of like in my peripheral vision, because it always used to be an Xbox exclusive, and it was always like up there with the games I would buy if I ever got an Xbox, like Halo and Forza. Those were the games, and I always had my eye on Forza Horizon 3, especially because of like the amount of not Forza Horizon 3, my bad, Forza Motorsport 3, because it was the first Forza game I really noticed, and it had like loads of basically I was interested in customization. I played lots of like Need for Speed Underground 1 and 2, those were my favourite racing games back in the day, and I really enjoyed the customization elements of those games, and Forza Motorsport looked like a weird, it was weird how much of a racing sim it was for the amount of customizability it had. It wasn't something I'd really seen before, and I'm no expert on racing games, I just want to put that out there. There are not many racing games I've really fully gotten into. I like back in the PS2 games, I played a lot of Need for Speed Underground 1 and 2 and Midnight Club 1, 2 and 3. Was there a 3? There was a 3, wasn't there? If there was yeah, there was a 3 and I played it. And also I played, as far as open world kind of online racing games goes, I played a little bit of a First Crew game, but not much, probably like 10 to 15 hours of it, and I had to uninstall it due to disk space reasons. And then by the time I got my hard drive, the Crew 2 was out. Or yeah, this was fairly recently, but the Crew 2 came out, and I couldn't really go back to the Crew 1 after seeing the Crew 2, so I was just gonna wait for that. But then it turned out to be a bit rubbish, so I was gonna wait for it to go on sale. But then I discovered Forza Horizon. This is a bit of a ramble, isn't it? Then I discovered Forza Horizon 3 had been on PC for a while. I was like, oh shit. And it was kind of online. I still don't know much about Horizon 3, to be fair, but from what I know, there was like online free roam elements. I was like, oh, that's what I'm looking for. Real quick, I'm just going to go back and say, actually, I really enjoyed Need for Speed Most Wanted, the reboot edition, the PS3 era one, because of its online free roam as well. I really liked the car collection aspects of that, and the customizability and the quick swapping. I had some good fun in that game. But yeah, that's kind of what I was looking for in more of like an MMO kind of a deal. And Forza Horizon 4 isn't really like as MMO-y as I thought it was going to be. It's not like The Crew. It doesn't really have like that RPG progression feeling. But that's actually fine. Going into actually playing the game now, I guess, instead of just the history. I've played about probably 8 hours worth, because it came out a couple of days ago, the Ultimate Edition did. And I've been playing it pretty much as often as I'm able, and it's fun. It's so fun. It is so fun. But the thing that really got me is I expected to be given, okay, so because I bought the Ultimate Edition, I expected to be given some like really top of the range cards for DLC. I was just not going to touch those for a while, and I expected the core gameplay to just be like, you get kind of like a Ford Focus or something, and then you kind of tune it up, and then you slowly unlock cars as you go. Nope, boy does that game give you a lot of cars. It's like, okay, here's your first car. You can choose, I think it was a Ford Focus, or maybe a Ford Fiesta, I'm not sure. But you could also choose a Audi TT and another car that I don't remember. I was like, I'll take the Audi TT, thank you very much. And then when you start doing the dirt tracks, it gives you another choice of 3 cars, and I chose the Subaru Impreza. Was it? Wait, was it the Impreza? I'm not an expert on cars. I think it was the Impreza. And the Impreza, the 2005 one. And it's so good, that car, by the way. But yeah, when you do stuff, you get wheel spins, which is like their kind of loot box system, but you get them so often without having to pay for them. And they don't really even advertise that you can pay for them, but you can. And so I've been winning lots of cars off that, and then like there's the barns and stuff, and then you just generally get cars as you level up as well, like I expected you to be able to. But I forgot how much of a car collection game it is, as opposed to like a level up, get a new car kind of thing. Like you can buy cars from manufacturers, but you really probably only need to do that if you're trying to fill out the rest of your collection later in the game, and you've just been unfortunate enough to not get that particular car you want. Or if you just want to go for a particular car and you have the credits for it, you might as well. Like, I'm hoping I get some kind of Mazda, I don't know the name, RX something? I know what it looks like, and I want that one, basically. Like I said, not a huge car guy. But I want that one, and if I don't get it, just naturally, soon enough, I'll probably just buy it. And there's going to be a few favourite cars that I think I'm going to use. Like, I've already bought a Chevrolet something or other. I do know Corvette. Chevrolet Corvette. I think it's a Chevrolet Corvette. And I know there's a few different styles as well. It was one of the more modern ones. I spent some credits on that. Wow, that took a long time to kill that guy, huh? But yeah, I really like that element, like the collection element, and just the sheer amount of customization, like not just cosmetic, which is mostly what I'm interested in, but the tuning. Jesus Christ, luckily there's an auto tuning option, because like that automatically applies the recommended upgrades to your car, because I wouldn't have a clue where to start. Like, if you're a mechanic and you know lots about cars, you're going to benefit from this game like you would in like a racing sim, like proper. They brought that over, even though it's more of an arcadey style game. They brought all that stuff over anyway, so that's really cool. Did I mention this is my first Forza game? Because that's you're probably thinking, yeah, that's been in all of Horizons, but this is my first one. But a problem I've been having, getting onto the lag spikes in this video, a problem I've been having with Forza Horizon 4 and some more recent games as well, such as Fortnite and Quake Champions. VRAM. I have a 960, and it's served me pretty well these last few years. But it's got 2 gigabytes of VRAM, which I think when I was looking into it at the time it seemed fine, but now it's starting to not be fine. Now I need a little bit more. And I only just figured out that the lag spikes I get when I try and record with the GeForce Experience stuff, Shadowplay, in Fortnite and Quake Champions. The reason I get lag spikes when I record is because it's using up too much VRAM. And guess what? In Forza Horizon 4, it uses up a lot of VRAM even when I'm not recording. So it's playable, and I've lowered all the VRAM intensive settings as well. Luckily it tells you which ones those are, because I'm no hardware expert. It's playable, but after a few hours, I don't know if there's some kind of memory leak or something, but after a few hours it like, I get massive lag spikes, like maybe like 3 to 4 second long spikes every like few minutes, I would say. And I can adjust to that, I can cope, but it bums me out a little bit. Like, I don't really have the money for a new graphics card, or like the hardware know-how to be comfortable installing it. Like, that was the whole thing with my hard drive, right? But it looks like for games going forward, like AAA titles, I'm gonna have to worry about performance a little bit more than I used to. Like Monster Hunter World as well, I think I had a few problems with VRAM in that game. That was a cool telefrag. But yeah, that's why in this video all those lag spikes are happening. It's because of my VRAM, and I finally know what's wrong, and I know how to fix it. It's shell out 600 quid for a new graphics card. Fuck. I'm trying to save up for like real world stuff. Oh well. And then in the back of my head there's that voice going, hey, buy PS4 and Spider-Man. You can. I'm like, yeah. I can, but I shouldn't. I should actually like invest in improving my, you know, standard of living instead. You know, like adult stuff. But video game. Anyway, that was the Forza Horizon 4 ramble. Thank you for tuning in. I'm gonna go play more Forza Horizon 4. I want a fucking Mazda RX-5. I'm fairly confident that that's the one. I need to watch more racing programs.